In Season 13 of Overwatch 2, they added Mythic aspects and a brand new Mythic Widowmaker skin. So I think that makes this the perfect time to rank every single Mythic in Overwatch 2. And I'll separate each skin by 3 different categories: the looks, the amount of customization, and the special effects. And I'll give each category a score out of 5 stars, so if I don't like how a skin looks, it still has a chance. And even with all those rules, I'm sure nobody is surprised that last place is Grand Beast Orisa. Starting with the looks, I gave it a 1.5 since it doesn't look bad, it just looks kind of bland and like any other legendary skin. It even looks like this skin too, but there's nothing offensive about it. It just doesn't stand out whatsoever. Like if you didn't tell me this is a Mythic, I really wouldn't know. Oh, and how surprising, another L about this skin. I only gave it a 0.5 for customization. Yeah, this is the lowest of lows right here. You can only change the color or the weapon, but the weapon doesn't even change the spear. And to be honest, the weapons aren't even that different from each other either. And I hate to give a large amount of points to this, but the effects were kind of good, with them all being themed around poison, which makes sense, but the coolest thing is the ult. But there are genuinely no words to describe the feeling of losing like 10 ranked games and going back to the lobby and hearing this skin scream at you at the top of its lungs. It was ear-shattering. And that just gives me another reason to hate Season 8 and this skin. And that leaves off Grand Beast Orisa with only a total of 5 stars, which is nothing compared to the Mythics toward the top of this list. Moving on, we have the Ana Mythic, and you might be surprised that it's this low. But I actually have a pretty good reason, and that's that there's 0 effects with this skin besides when you nano somebody. And the nano doesn't even look a whole lot different either, so pretty underwhelming. So I can't give this category much higher than half a star. And the looks are also pretty underwhelming to me. I don't really like the whole robot vibe. In one of the styles, it literally looks naked. It's like a skinwalker. But I do like the style with the hair, so I'll give it a 2.5. And the customization is actually pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's definitely better than the Grand Beast Orisa, so I'll give it 3 stars. Leaving the Ana Mythic with a total of 5.5. And if this was decided just by looks, this next one would be at the very bottom of this list. And that's Calamity Empress Ashe. I hate how this skin looks. It is so unbelievably ugly, and the only redeeming factor of this is Bob, because Bob does actually look pretty cool. So Bob gives this skin half a star. And the customization only gets a 2 because it's all pretty ugly and you only get 1 extra thing to pick from in each category. And my biggest problem is that the gun doesn't even change the dynamite, the coach gun, or Bob. That is a huge missed opportunity. And none of the other colors besides the base one even look good at all. It couldn't even be saved by the Mythic aspect either, which is just sad. But one huge redeeming factor about this skin is the special effects. I'll give some credit there. The sound when you shoot and the sound effects match perfectly with the theme. And the dynamite explosion looks really cool. So rating the effects of 4 out of 5, that leaves the Ashe Mythic with a 6.5. But before we get on to the better skins, as I'm making this video, we just hit 500 subscribers. And somehow you guys did that in just a few days. Like, I literally just started. How? But in my last video, only 0.2% of you guys were subscribed. And if that was you, thank you so much. And if it wasn't, that's also okay, but I hope you subscribe right now because we're going for the next goal of 1,000 subscribers. But I believe in y'all, so let's do it. Speedy sweep. And here we have Adventurer Tracer, which definitely looks better than the last 3 mythics, so I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. And this is when they tried the progressive style of customization, so that means one armor is definitely better than the other 2, with the first one being a bit bland, or dare I say cute if you're into elves. I don't judge. And for the second style, I honestly just think the hood is ugly. It's too edgy, I don't know. So the third one is definitely the coolest, but I also like all these different gun options. They're all really good. They also nailed it in all the different color options, so if it wasn't for the progressive styling and it actually had cooler armor, this would be higher, but I'm still giving it a 3 out of 5 for customization. But where this skin falls short is the effects, with the only one I was able to notice is the pole spawn, which does look pretty cool though, so I'm giving it a 1.5. Leaving the Tracer skin with a total of 7.5 stars. And moving on, we have the Onryo Hanzo skin. Even if it doesn't look like what it's actually based off of, I still think this is really really cool. And this is going to be slightly controversial, but I'm actually going to give the looks a 4 out of 5. But that doesn't help the fact that this skin is the biggest definition of wasted potential. There's literally the same amount of customization as the Orisa skin, and that's how you know it's bad. And here we have another 4 out of 5 with the effects. They went nuts with these. The sound effects are so enchanting, and mixed with the dragons being bones, this is sick. But it cannot go any higher on this list due to the lackluster customization, with a total of 8.5 stars. And now what I think is the most average mythic on this list, with it looking actually pretty good, but still nothing special here, so giving it a 3 out of 5 for the looks. And I'm also giving the same score to the customization, which is all pretty good. And there's a decent amount of variation here with different things that you can change. And my favorite part is the fact that changing the weapon actually changes the axe and the knife. I only noticed 2 special effects with that skin, and that being when you shoot and also when you hit somebody with your knife. But would you believe me if I said I wanted to give the effects a 3 just because how much I like that knife animation? Well, I hope so. Giving Zeus Drunker Queen a total of 9 stars. And next up we have Ancient Caller Moira. And I'm sorry, I know I just hurt a lot of people by saying that, but I only gave the looks a 3 out of 5. I do think this is a really cool skin, and I don't dislike anything about the looks, it's just not my type of thing. But here we have another skin with lackluster customization. The 2 different weapons don't really look too different from each other and aren't really noticeable at all. And there's no way to change the armor or anything like that, it's just the face, so you can't give too much personality to this skin. Good news though, this skin has fire special effects. The eyeball orb, the new fade animation, the ult is just absolutely insane. The suck looks good, the heal looks crazy. They cooked here, giving Ancient Caller Moira a total of 10.5 stars. And for another average looking mythic, we got the Mythic Widowmaker skin. I will say though, they absolutely nailed the design and somehow managed to make every single style look cool, even though it's a progressive style mythic. So I'm giving it a 3.5 stars there. But oh my god, the effects for this skin is just, they're so good. It definitely goes without saying that's a 5 out of 5 if I've ever seen one. Leaving Widowmaker with a grand total of 11.5 stars. Alright, I'm ripping the band-aid off. Yes, I'm putting Cyber Demon Genji this low on the list. I am so sorry. I think the skin definitely looks really cool, giving it a 3.5. But what are these pants he's wearing? They look ugly, I'm sorry. And I'm not too crazy about the whole mask vibe because none of them really stand out to me, but I do love it when it opens up, but it doesn't do that in game, so I'm a little disappointed. But I cannot gloss over the fact that this thing has an insane amount of customization. I mean, look at all these weapons that he has. This is insane. And what else is insane is the special effects. These go crazy. The whole Cyber Dragon thing with his ult is one of the coolest looking things in the game. But outside of his ult, it's really just a glitch effect, so I couldn't give it a 5, but this is still really good. With Cyber Demon Genji having a grand total of 12 stars. But these next 3 skins all have the same total scores, so I just ranked them in order of which ones I like the most. And making it just outside of the top 3 is Amaterasu Kiriko. And man, the design for this skin just goes so hard. This is an easy 4 out of 5. And do you want customization? This skin has customization. There is a lot. And I think my favorite detail about this skin is the fact that on each color, there's actually different pattern on her clothes. And this even applies to the gilded variant as well. And the effects for this skin are so nice. Have you seen the ult on this thing? Leaving Kiriko with a total of 12.5. Officially entering the top 3, we have Vengeance Mercy. I didn't like how the skin looked at first, but man, I changed my mind. I don't even play Mercy, and I know this looks good. I just don't think it looks as good as the Kiriko skin, so slightly lower. And the customization here is unreal. You can change just about everything on this. And I don't think there's a single style that I dislike either. And here we go again with another 5 out of 5 on the effects. This is nuts. We get the Coca-Cola healing beam and the Gatorade blue damage boost. And the res animation is just, oh my god, perfect. And the way the wings light up in Valk, how do you get better than this? And rating the Mercy Mythic with another 12.5. And what I think is the second best Mythic of all time, Galactic Emperor Sigma. The looks are an easy 4.5, and this skin fits his character perfectly. And the little Rashomon looking thing around his back is so cool. And the fact that it changes with each customization is also insane. And if you want to look at the other things that changed, there is so much here. I think this skin easily has the best customization out of every Mythic, and this easily had the potential to be number 1, but it falls short on the effects because unless there's something subtle with the balls, the only thing I noticed was his ult, leaving the Galactic Emperor with a 12.5. And if you've been paying attention, then you know what skin is coming up next. Anubis Reaper. And I gotta say, this skin looks perfect. I didn't think an Anubis based skin would look this good, but of course Reaper makes it work. But the only thing that irks me about this skin is the fact that it's progressive. You know I hate this. Because why would you use the first style if you had the last one unlocked? Why? But despite that, it still does have very good colors and mask options. And here we go with the effects. Whoever thought of making the teleport him falling into the sand and appearing back out of the sand is a genius. It reminds me of Crocodile from One Piece, and this looks so good. And the effects on the sand coming out of his gun makes you feel like you're doing more damage. And of course the fade turning into sand, you gotta love it. But most importantly, this ult is absolutely insane. Sand everywhere, there's runes that pop up, it is so crazy. This skin literally made me start playing Reaper, and I think that makes it worthy for the top spot with a total of 13 stars. And for comparison, this is the total score of every other skin. And with that, there are no more Mythics to rank. What are those? Get those away from me. But as I was saying, if you made it to the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like because it gives me motivation to keep making more content like this. And if you have any recommendations on what I should make a video on next, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll do it. But even if you don't have any recommendations, still let me know what you think. I'll try my best to reply to each one of your comments. But until next time, just keep on gaming. Speedy sweep!